Hey everyone, Carl with Littleroot Laddering, bringing you Zekrom this week. So Carter just finished up with Reshiram for the start of Gen 5 week, and he is currently working on Kyurem White, I believe. So I get to work and play with Zekrom this week. So this is probably the worst of the two. Adding Electric to your Dragon type doesn't really actually remove any weaknesses that Dragon normally has, whereas Reshiram is Fire type, so it resists Fairy. Well, it's neutral to Fairy and neutral to Ice. Zekrom doesn't really get any of that benefit. It still takes super effective damage from Fairy, Dragon, Ice. So, and even more so, you get to add a ground weakness to it. The upside for Zekrom is it hits like a truck. Having access to physical dragon type moves and other physical moves is really cool. The one downside that being is Intimidate, which is why we have both Entei and Milotic here on our team, kind of to just dissuade other Intimidate users like Landorus, like Incineroar. Milotic here with Competitive, Muddy Water, Ice Beam, and Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe is something you don't normally see on Milotic, and I think is actually really cool tech. Just to lower their opponent's attack. And then Entei here, AB with Sacred Fire Snarl, Bulldoze to proc this Metagross's weakness policy, and Iron Head. This is probably what I would define as a support Entei set, but also can Dynamax at a pinch if need be. Metagross here is a weakness policy holder set. Iron Head, Rock Slide, and Stomping Tantrum. We don't really need the Psychic coverage because there's a ton of Dark coverage, a ton of Dark Pokemon running around, so Psychic doesn't really mean a lot. And anything that we could hit super effectively with Psychic, we can usually just blow it up because we're +2 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There is the Citrus Berry Moltres, which is really cool. For those that only play on Showdown, Citrus Berry is bugged. So you don't get your Berserk proc with your Citrus Berry, whereas on Cart, you will get your proc when brought down below half on Berserk, and then you'll eat your berry, and you'll go back up to whatever HP would be at for Citrus Berry. And wrapping up this team here, we have a Grimmsnarl with Thunder Wave, Reflect, Foul Play, and Light Screen. This is just to support Grimmsnarl. The Thunder Wave is to help Zekrom outspeed the rest of the format, and Foul Play is just to pick up KOs on physical offensive mons, because physical attackers are very popular right now, and Foul Play is going to help us hopefully pick up a couple KOs. That being said, I'm super excited to play with this team. I may have gotten the short end of the stick by being stuck with Zekrom instead of Reshiram, but Zekrom in its own right can hopefully take care of a decent chunk of the ladder's threats. So let's get into some games, and we will see you all on the flip side. Alright, Calyrex Ice. This is not a good way to start off with a Zekrom, that's for sure. Calyrex, there's no redirection, so there's no worry of, like, if we had Fake Out, they won't have to worry about that now. But we might be able to double into Calyrex and take it out. This Cinderace Rillaboom combo is kind of scary. Mimikyu's kind of whatever. There's a Pyukumuku down there. Innards Out is a weird ability. And then there's a Celesteela. Well, Entei hits 3, kinda. Entei hits 3, solidly 3 of them. So I think we bring Entei. I think we bring Metagross. Or we can just slap this Grimmsnarl up with Entei and then bring Metagross and Milo or Zekrom. I think I want to bring Zekrom. Milo can stay at home. They're kind of mixed damage. Kind of. Celesteela being special. Mimikyu kind of not really having a ton of damage output. But I think this will be fine. Cool thing about Zekrom's ability, Terravolt, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it's Mold Breaker, if I remember correctly. So we get to do our thing, they get to do their thing. I think what I'm gonna do... I think I'm gonna go for the burn. Honestly, if I double up into this thing, I might take it out. I could also just set up Reflect. I'm expecting... Actually, hold on. It's a sneaking suspicion that this is an ally switch turn. Sacred Fire into whatever slot doesn't matter. I think I'm going to set up Reflect just to keep myself from being completely obliterated. They're just going to Dynamax it. Okay. Okay. Let them do that. That's fine. Let them Dynamax turn 1. This means that I don't have to play around other Dynamax targets, which granted, this is probably one of the better Dynamax targets. We're definitely hoping that they don't ally switch and we can land a burn here. No ally switch, so we get a Reflect off. Looking for Sacred Fire burn. Nope, missed instead. I don't think we survive Max Quake, even through Reflect. Oh, we do. We do. And then Trick Room goes up. Missing that Sacred Fire was huge. That really sucks. I wish we had landed that Sacred Fire now. I think I'm just going to Thunder Wave the Calyrex because I don't think Entei's going to get to attack this turn. We're just going to go for paralysis and chip damage here. No paralysis this time. Just bulking up here. Getting bulky, which is fine. But the fact that they wasted 2 turns of their Dynamax on Entei is good for us. Gonna burn the Grimmsnarl. Well, good thing my one attacking move doesn't care about my attack. Nah, it's still bad that we got burnt here. There's no good way to deal with this thing. Missing that Sacred Fire really sucked. Missing that Sacred Fire was probably the worst thing that could happen to us. I'm gonna break the Mimikyu's disguise here. Yeah, just getting unlucky there, missing the missing on the Sacred Fire, which is kind of like what determines you win or lose this game here. Calyrex Ice is such a problem to begin with that, like, for this team just in general, that we don't have a very good way of dealing with it. So denying another special defense boost while also reducing their overall damage output is good for us. Gonna break the Mimikyu's disguise here. I wonder if that's a Keyberry. Yep. Yep, there's the Will-O-Wisp, which is fine. That's expected from them. So now I'm going to probably Thunder Wave here and hope that they're paralyzed after this Thunder Wave. Hoping for paralysis luck here on both of them. Gonna proc the Policy. That's good. We've missed a bunch of chances for paralysis between this game and last week. One good miss deserves another. That's good. Missed the Will-O-Wisp on the Metagross. Metagross at +2 probably takes Calyrex out. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Awesome. That's good to know. That's good to see. I think there's one more turn of Trick Room. So what we can do now is Max Guard and Thunder Wave whatever else comes out. Yeah. We Max Guard. This is the last turn, right? Yeah. And Thunder Wave. Actually, Light Screen this turn seems fine. Keep ourselves a little bit alive a little bit longer. And we get rid of this Mimikyu trying to burn us. Doesn't happen. So now we get to stay +2 after our Dynamax, which is really good for us. Yeah, no, not happening. Definitely not happening. I may have wasted my Dynamax essentially, but I have a +2 Metagross, and they don't. So we're going to Max Steel Spike into that Mimikyu slot and Thunder Wave the Celesteela this turn, just to fish for more paralysis nonsense. Take out the Mimikyu. Hush. Out. Go. Go on. No burns. Good for us. My puppy is being a little annoying. There's the Cinderace. So, I'm going to go for Rock Slide. I'm going to go for Thunder Wave. I wonder if I am faster than Cinderace. Probably. After it's paralyzed, probably. Well, it's going to punch Metagross. That's fine. That means Zekrom is set up for victory after this comes out. That's a Life Orb? Okay. Yeah, that was a good call. Flash Cannon into the Grimmsnarl is going to probably take us out. Oh, no, okay. So we get to hang out a little while longer. So there's our Zekrom. So, what does this do? Am I worried about the Celesteela? Not really. I think we just double into the Cinderace this turn. That was definitely a good call by them to turn their Cinderace into a Dark type so I can't Thunder Wave it. Hoping for a miss. Nope, they land. Oh, we take that like a champ. And we take out the Cinderace. That's great. The good news is we resist everything so far that the Celesteela has shown up, and we finally get a paralysis trigger. Finally get him on the paralysis. That's fine. That's about time. So now we just need to line this Bolt Strike. If we land the Bolt Strike, which we do, animation incoming. This animation's cool. And Zekrom picks up the KO. That's great. That is great. So we got there with that. Was a little worried when Calyrex Ice just we missed Sacred Fire and Calyrex Ice just started to take over. But overall, the team did really well. Yeah, they got me really good with that Sucker Punch on the Cinderace. I didn't even think about that. Cinderace, I hadn't seen a Cinderace in so long, I forgot Sucker Punch was even a move. But yeah, let's get into another one, because that was a lot of fun. I'm excited to play more of this. Let's look at this team first. It was weakness policy, so I was correct not to hit it until after it was already small. So that was a good read on my part. Seed Bomb, that's interesting. Pyro Ball, Bounce, Sucker Punch, High Jump Kick. Are you AV? No, you're just Life Orb with no Protect. Okay. Man, nobody has Protect except for the Pyukumuku, who is Soak, Toxic, Protect, Recover. Who? I guess Soak benefits the Grass move on Calyrex and the Grassy Glide on Rillaboom, but that's it. All right. This is Sunroom with Necrozma. This is honestly fairly standard for what I've seen from Torkoal, Venusaur, and Necrozma teams. Indeed, he can be a little problematic, but we have Moltres here to deal with that, and Entei with Snarl. So I think what we'll do is we'll go with that, with the Entei Metagross lead. This way, if they do... Who's faster, Moltres or Entei? 156. Entei's going to be max speed, so yeah. So this lead is fine. Metagross doesn't like anything that they're doing. Actually, I want to do Entei Grimmsnarl again. Moltres is coming for sure. And it's either Metagross or Zekrom. Zekrom has Wing Beat and can hit Venusaur super effectively. But we also have Moltres for that. Metagross hits Hatterene and Clefairy. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just bring Metagross. We don't need to bring Zekrom this game. Like Zekrom, there's no water types, there's 2 fairy types on the other side, and we already have a fairy weakness in Moltres, so there's no point in having 2 Pokemon weak to fairy in the 4 when a third of their team is fairy type. Granted, Clefairy's not going to do a ton of damage, but it's still enough. So they went in DD Venusaur. I am Grimmsnarl and Entei. Interesting, for sure. I'm pretty sure they're just going to Sleep Powder me here. I'm just going to set the light screen and I'm going to Snarl. And they could just easily swap a DD out in a Torkoal, and that's fine. But Snarl here is good either way. I assume we live Earth Power from Venusaur with AV through Light Screen. And if they Sleep Powder Entei, that's okay as well. We can figure that out when we get there. They're going for the Sleep Powder, it looks like. They didn't go for the Follow Me, which was interesting. So we're going to reduce the damage on both of them. Doesn't affect Grimmsnarl. We have Light Screen up as well, so it's not going to do a ton. Still did a lot more than I wanted to. Oh, it was a crit. That's why. Missed the Sleep Powder. That's good. I think we're going to Foul Play into that Indeedee slot, and we're going to Snarl again. Just make it to where they do no damage. This, if it is not a crit, this should do it. This should do almost nothing. Yeah, that's more in line with the damage I'm looking for. That's fine. You can sleep the Grim Snarl. I'm honestly just gonna keep snarling. I'm gonna keep clicking the moves I've been clicking. Like, I'm not changing. The more chip damage I put on these two, the better it is for me in the long run, and the least likely they're going to Dynamax their Venusaur. There's also no threat of Trick Room coming up, so Entei's not threatened at all. Yeah. This is where it could get tricky, is if they swap Indeedee out. They still don't. Okay. The smart thing here is for me not to set Sun for this Venusaur unless I know I can take it out. So this is a -3 expanding force. And it did like 10. And that did 10, 20. I am poisoned, which sucks. Grimmsnarl wakes up, and we get to foul play into this Indeedee, putting some decent chip on it. I think now is when we swap into Sacred Fire. Into this Venusaur, because they haven't seen me do anything else but Snarl. So they may think I'm fat. I'm just Scarf Locked. We land that Sacred Fire. Bye bye Venusaur. This is going to do another 20, probably 15, 20. About another 15. And that foul play will pick up the double knockout this turn. That's insane. Okay. So now what do you do? Like, Entei goes down to poison here, so I get a free switch in. We're likely going into Metagross here. It sucks because the way, I'm surprised they didn't switch into that Torkoal. I am very surprised. They should have swapped into that Torkoal almost immediately. I have Light Screen up, so I need to set Reflect. I also need to remove the Sun. So we're going to set Reflect. And we're going to Rock Fall into the Torkoal. Because once I get through the Dynamax turns on the Duskmane Necrozma, I have Moltres ready sitting there waiting to pick up the KOs on it. Pairing that with Grimmsnarl, who's untouched, is actually going to be beneficial for us. Big Reflect here, which is super important. We're faster than the Duskmane Necrozma, which is good. Rockfall into Torkoal is going to put it down to just above quarter, but Sand's going to be active now, so Eruption's not going to do a ton, if that's what they went for. Which is what they did. It's going to proc my Policy now, which is really good for me. And they went for the Trick Room. Okay, so this is the big brain play here. I could Thunder Wave my Metagross to lower its speed and Max Quake into this Necrozma. Is that the line, though? I should check my speed first. Min speed Necrozma is 70, so we are no investment. Yeah, okay, so yeah. We will definitely under speed. The question is, do I survive a hit? What did Necrozma do? Anything? No. I don't think this Necrozma can do a ton through Reflect without being +2, and it's going to move before everybody else anyway. I believe, if I remember correctly, Duskwing Necrozma's min speed is 77, so it's about 70. Something like that. 75. Eruption, yeah. It does the same amount of chip did before. Oh, we're faster. They're going to have their policy proc, so now I don't think we survive the Reflect, but we might. There's the Max Quake. I don't think we survived this hit. Oh, it's in the Grimmsnarl. Oh. We survived that one. Like, that's not super effective and it's not stab. Should have been a steel type attack, I feel like. Should have been Sunsteel, like a steel type stab. To take out that Grimmsnarl. So I think this Quake takes out the Duskmane Necrozma. Oh, it's really close. Really, really close. Fun fact here, they're going to expect Grimmsnarl to go down to Eruption. So I think I take this opportunity to just make sure that Torkoal can't do anything. We guard here so we don't eat a Max Quake from that +2 Necrozma. We Thunder Wave the Torkoal. It's already slow and pretty much just useless. But any chance we get, at doing that means it just doesn't do anything that turn. Sand's going to chip down. I'm going to take out myself for sure. It leaves Torkoal up. But we get to bring out Moltres. We get to just click the double protect. Yeah, we just click double protect this turn, and then it's Metagross and Moltres versus Necrozma. Protect. Protect. Torkoal goes down to sand no matter what. Yeah, we didn't get it there, that's fine. We need to pick up the double protect here. Torkoal's paralyzed still, that's fine. Max Quake into the Metagross here. He's going to take it out for sure. Yeah. Torkoal's going to go down to sand. Believe there's one more turn of Trick Room. Light screen wore off. That's fine. Light screen wasn't necessary. We want Reflect to stay up so we don't just die to this thing. If they proc my Berserk here, I think we survive and eat our berry, and then we get to blow it up. Sweet, restrict the animation. Nope, don't survive. Yeah, okay. So, like, we had to survive there, which is... It was tough, because it's just, like, they set up Trick Room. We couldn't take out the, We couldn't... Like, if we didn't Thunder Wave with the Grimmsnarl and went for foul play, Torkoal takes us out with Eruption. Metagross doesn't get to do anything, because then we just get hit by the Necrozma. So yeah, so I think I played fine. I just needed things to fall my way. I needed to get that double protect on the Metagross, and we didn't get it. Which was the out, and that's just what happens sometimes. Alright, we got Calyrex Ice Trick Room with a bunch of weird mons. There's a Galarian Slowking, a Regidrago, a Torkoal, a Dusclops, and an Indeedee, and a Calyrex. So the best thing I can think of here is probably just the Moltres Entei lead. Milotic is probably fine here. And then Metagross in the back. I probably need screens up though. I think we'll go with that one. That. Hush. Someone here? Quiet, sweetie. Sorry about that. Dog was barking at the neighbors. Alright. Slowking and Calyrex. I don't have an Intimidator. Yeah, Calyrex means I can't eat my berry. I think this is a nasty plot turn, probably. And man, this is hard. I gotta play. I have got to play. That is a Safari Ball. That is really cool. I've got to play. I have no idea if this is going to work in my favor, but I have a play. Yeah, there's the Colbur Berry on the Slowking. Policy? Please be a policy? No policy, okay. Max Quake is interesting. Into the Grimmsnarl. That's fine, yeah. Even though that was even a crit, wow. We survived a bunch of stuff there. And that's the Trick Room, right? Yeah. I think we go big Moltres and we set up Reflect. I'm not sure if we're calc'd to survive Hailstorm. We'll find out. The fact that it wasn't Policy and it's not Life Orb lets me think it's probably Assault Vest, which is very interesting. Caca! I can't eat my berry, but it's fine. We're gonna set up Reflect just to survive a hit. Try to survive a hit. Oh, it's Lumberry. Okay. Interesting. I don't think we survive now. Yeah, we don't survive now. No. That is interesting. Did not expect that. Yeah, that sucks. Did not expect that, though. So now they go to +3. We're buffeted by hail. We survive at like 10, yeah. Yeah, we don't win this game anymore. We do not win this game. Just gonna double into the Calyrex here. Yeah, Sledge Bomb into Grimmsnarl, Quake into Entei is gonna take everything out here. Yeah, we're super dead. So what have we learned with this team so far? Because this game's pretty much over. The support set is really good. The Grimmsnarl is really good. The Entei does a really good job of just being annoying when it's not sitting in front of Calyrex Ice. Milotic didn't get to do anything, but it's fine. Milotic just is Milotic. Zekrom itself was cool when we got to do it the first time, but outside of that, it's just whatever. Calyrex Ice is a very big problem for this team. Definitely need to look at ways of dealing with Calyrex Ice. Maybe Taunt instead of Nasty Plot, or other ways of dealing with Trick Room, because you don't have a good way of dealing with Trick Room either. Like, you hope that they don't set Trick Room. That's literally what this team does, is you hope they don't set Trick Room. I want to look at this Slowking set, because that was cool. Yeah, Trick Room, Swagger, Protect, Sludge Bomb, is that? And that was Lumberry. Also has Trick Room. Seed Bomb is interesting. I'm seeing more and more of them play Seed Bomb. I guess as a way to fight Kyogre. That is nifty. AV, yeah. Ancient Power over Body Press is interesting. Oh, because they have no defense investment whatsoever. Let's go take a look at this rental code again and talk about it a little bit more, because the things that I was worried about with Zekrom really just came to light here. Like, Calyrex Ice is a problem. Other dragons are a problem. Anything with ground coverage is a problem. Anything that can just hit you in general, like really hard, is a problem. Zekrom doesn't get any of the benefits like Dialga, Palkia, or Reshiram do, having those extra typings on top of Dragon, because Electric is... It only adds one weakness, but it doesn't take away anything of Dragon's like actual like weaknesses and problems. So also just having Intimidate just be everywhere is a problem for it too. But Zekrom really performed in the one game it got to play, and if you could maneuver Zekrom around and get it lined up to where it's going to be set up for success, then it's probably a really good pick. I wouldn't want to waste my restricted slot on it. I'd almost just play Dracozolt. It does pretty much the same thing. Instead of Bolt Strike, you're just clicking Bolt Beak, and you get to carry Life Orb still. And you have Hustle, so you get to do more damage. And you can Dynamax it and just blow people up. That being said, I like the rest of the team. The Moltres could probably have Taunt. That's like my one complaint, is Moltres could probably have Taunt instead of Nasty Plot. Like, you're not gonna be looking to do a lot of damage with this Moltres for sure. Like, you're gonna Dynamax it, get some fire, get some Max Darknesses off, drop their special defense, and that's where your boosts are gonna come from, instead of clicking Nasty Plot and then Dynamaxing. That hurt. The Entei was really cool. I never really got to do the Entei Metagross thing, but I never really found a time where Metagross was going to outspeed and not die to the thing sitting next to it. Never really got to use Milotic. Breaking Spec is really cool, though. Grimmsnarl put in a ton of work for us in all those games. Had we called correctly that it was a weakness policy and that Fiery Wrath wasn't going to take it out, I think going Big Moltres and Max Darknessing into it and blowing it up was the correct call that last game. But that's part of the thing with Calyrex Ice is it can carry anything because it's so insanely bulky that you can't fight through it. As ways to deal with that, probably just lead better, hope that you can blow it up. And like I said, stopping the Trick Room with this team is nigh impossible. Like, you have to just get lucky and hope that Thunder Wave paralyzes it, or you can flinch it with Air Slash, or you can happen to blow it up with Max Darkness or Max Iron Head or whatever you need to do with it. So definitely need to look at ways to do things against Trick Room with this team, and that's kind of what this is. Like, I played Trick Room teams 3 games in a row, and I got lucky on a couple of them. One of them never even set Trick Room. But anywho, if you enjoyed the video, or if you want to play with the team, rental code's on screen and in the description down below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications when new video goes live. We're putting videos out every day of the week, so sometimes 2 times a week, 2 times a day for the week. So definitely keep an eye out for all that stuff. I'll be back tomorrow with more Zekrom. Make sure you come and follow us on Twitter at LR Lessons for the podcast stuff. Myself at musical_33. You can find my co-host Carter at Mr. Missouri 25. You can also find us on Twitch. Myself at musical, and then twitch.tv/musical, and my co-host Carter at twitch.tv/Mr. Missouri 25. Outside of that, you can come join the Discord. This is where we get all of our awesome teams, where we get to interact with our community and do a whole bunch of fun stuff like that. We're currently about 3 weeks into our draft league, working on the 4th week right now and getting ready to do Top Cut. We also have the Pokepod Cup, which we announced yesterday. You have to be part of the Discord, though, to join in on that. So if you come join our Discord, you can get the invite link and the form to fill out to join the Pokepod Discord, if that makes sense. But yeah, outside of that, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world, and we will see you all tomorrow for more Zekrom. Bye, guys.